Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all well, wherever you are and whatever you're up to. I thought I would do something a little bit different this week on the vlog and the blog, because I know that loads of our lovely customers that come into my shop here in Birmingham in the UK sort of make a day of it or travel quite far, or because we're kind of where we are in the Midlands in the UK, it's kind of en route to a lot of places, so sometimes people sort of take a detour when they're going somewhere else just to come to the shop, which is great because, you know, fabric buying it's nice when it can be a really tactile experience and you can get to sort of feel the fabrics in real life and just kind of take it all in. So really love it when people make the effort to come and visit the shop. So what I thought I would do is just kind of let you know other things that are nice to do in the area, so places to eat, places to visit, shops to go to, because there's loads of stuff going on. So if you come with your other half or you come with your family, then you could sort of send them off to keep busy while if you want to sort of have time to browse in the shop. So I just wanted to say before I kind of get into it all and kind of mention specific places, all of the businesses and places to visit and stuff that I'm going to mention, none of them have paid me or sort of given me anything for free or even asked to be included. They're just places that I genuinely really love, and I use them and I visit them on a regular basis. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of get that in. They've not kind of paid to be part of this or anything. It's just places I love, and I think you might like them as well. So in terms of kind of where we are, just for those of you that don't sort of know kind of where the shop is, it's in Birmingham, and it's in a little, I say a suburb, I don't know if it's technically a suburb, it's just like an area of the city called Moseley, and it is about 3 miles south of the city centre. So I'm going to mention some places there, and then also some places in King's Heath, which is like the next sort of area down, just kind of down the main road. On my blog post, which is linked to this video, I've given loads of information about getting here and transport and stuff, so whether you're driving or using public transport, and all information about parking and everything as well. I've kind of written all of that on the blog, so if you think you are going to make a trip to the shop, then you can check that out just for sort of more details on how you might be travelling here. But yeah, I wanted to just sort of let you know other places that are in Moseley itself and then in King's Heath too. So the area of Moseley, we're kind of right in the centre of sort of where the high street in Moseley is, and there's a big main crossroads. And we're just sort of up from that, so you need to just find the post office and walk a little bit more up the hill. There's like a row of houses and then there's us, but we are directly opposite a music shop which is called Shades Music, and they have a really kind of big obvious bright sign that's kind of like right on the corner of a sort of side road, and quite often people sort of see that before they can kind of see us. So if you're trying to find us, then you can always look for Shades, and then, you know, we're just right across the road. There's a lot of cafes and bars and pubs and restaurants in Moseley. It's a bit more of like an kind of eating, going out place. There's not quite as many shops, but there are a few places that are really nice and kind of worth checking out as well. So there's a shop called A Painted Room, and it's a really lovely sort of home interior shop. They're also Annie Sloan chalk paint stockists, so they have all of those kind of paints and all the accessories that go with it. They do workshops as well. The lady that owns it, Gabe, is really lovely, and she teaches you how to use the paints. I've done some of the workshops myself too. She also does picture framing service. I've had lots of things framed there which have all been brilliant, and yeah, it's just really good, like if you need a nice card or like a little sort of home interiors gift. It's like a bit of a treasure trove of loads of different things. So yeah, that's a really nice place that's worth checking out too. And then there's also a nice antique shop, which is always just nice to have a bit of a browse in. It's called the Moseley Emporium, and I think it's been there for years and years, decades, and they've got 3 floors of quite a lot of it's more like furniture sort of stuff, but yeah, really cool if you kind of like antiques. And it's right next to a pub as well called the Prince of Wales if you're needing a little refreshment while you're in that area. And then the other shop in Moseley that I go to quite a lot is the health food shop. It's called Indigo Whole Foods, and they've got everything, you know, well stocked with loads of different things that you would expect to find in a health food shop. And the people are always really nice in there. They've given me lots of advice before. They have fresh produce too. There are other shops in Moseley. There's a delicatessen, there's like a little Italian place, there's a Sainsbury's and a Co-op and a Boots and all those sort of things too. So yeah, it's a nice place just to sort of wander around. And then in terms of in King's Heath, there's more shops in King's Heath. It's a bit more of like a shopping area, and there's a few really lovely independent shops there that are well worth a visit to. I'm sure a lot of you will already know or have heard of Alison Sadler, who's really popular on Instagram, and her shop is the People Shop, and it is on Poplar Road, which is just off the high street in King's Heath. It's about sort of 1 to 1.5 miles, all these kind of shops I'm going to mention, from my shop in Moseley. It's about a 20-minute walk or a couple more stops on the bus. So yeah, there's the People Shop, and it's got some really lovely home interiors kind of stuff, notebooks and things. What else we've got, like scarves and accessories. And then Christian, who owns the shop with Alison, husband and wife, he makes all of these really amazing clothes just out the back. They've got a studio out the back, and he makes all the clothes that are in the shop too. So, and it's a really, really, really lovely shop to go and kind of have a look around and visit. Also on Poplar Road is Honest, which is like skincare shop. They have like home scents and teas and yeah, all the stuff for your skin, and candles and soaps and all that kind of stuff. It's really lovely. It's all handmade in the shop there, in the kitchen within the Honest shop. They also do treatments too, which are really nice. I had a facial a few weeks ago, which was really lovely, and it just smells so good when you go in there. I absolutely love it. I defy you to go in there and not buy something and take a bit of it home just so you can smell it. It is really, really lovely. And then also on Poplar Road, you've got Frank Nut, which is the sewing machine shop. So they stock loads and loads of sewing machines from all the major brands. They've got loads and loads out on display. They do servicing and repairs. They've got overlockers, embroidery machines, any kind of like sewing machine related thing that you can think of. They have got it in there, and they're all really helpful and useful, like all accessories and stuff too. So that's kind of who we get our sewing machines from for the studio. So we've got quite a close sort of working relationship with them. So yeah, if you're needing anything sewing machine related, then definitely check that out. And then also in King's Heath on York Road, you have got the I think it's called Embroidery Haberdashery Wool Shop, and it's a bit more like an old school haberdashery shop. It's quite small, and it is literally like packed to the ceiling with stuff, but they have loads and loads of buttons, like literally hundreds, I don't know, thousands of buttons. They've got loads of buttons, and they also sell wool and like loads of other different sort of haberdashery bits and pieces. So yeah, sometimes if we've not got something specific that you might be looking for haberdashery wise, then that's another place to kind of try that's quite nearby. Also on York Road, I'm just like picturing the roads and making sure I don't forget anything. There's a shop called York Supplies, which is kind of right at the bottom of York Road. You have to kind of go down past all the shops and past lots of houses, and you'll find it. And it is like old school hardware shop, and they have got anything and everything you could imagine to do with hardware. But the reason I've mentioned it and included it in this video is because they do scissor sharpening, which is really, really useful. So I get all the scissors that we use in the shop and in the studio sharpened there, which is really great. And the guy that owns it, John, is really lovely. And I'm sure if you popped in and said that you were just visiting for the day, he wouldn't mind just sharpening your scissors. I won't hold him to that, but you know, he's very nice, and I'm sure he'd be happy to help. They've got loads of lovely plants and stuff outside too, so that's why I'm mentioning that one. Also in King's Heath on Poplar Road, going back to Poplar Road again, is another shop called Armadillo, and they sell quite a lot of like jewellery making supplies, like the wires and strings and beads and that sort of stuff. They have wool there as well, and other crafty bits, and like lots of sort of like trinkets and knickknacks. A lot of them are like fair trade or sort of ethically sourced things as well. So yeah, it's really nice for like little gifts, or I've got some cute little cups and trinkets and stuff for Sophia in there before, and they have ribbons and things too. So yeah, there's quite a few different things in there. It's just a nice shop to sort of browse and have a look around as well. So then in terms of places to eat, there's actually loads and loads of places to eat around here. But if you're looking for lunch, my favourite place that is just closest to the shop is Damascena. I go there a lot. It is a Syrian place and they have amazing falafels and hummus and baba ganoush. They do loads of wraps, they have baklava, like loads of drinks, juices, coffees and everything. It's really delicious. I don't think I've had anything there that I hadn't enjoyed. And that's also the place where people come, when you come to do a workshop in the shop, you get a 15% discount voucher to use at lunchtime if you want to go there as well. So that's the sort of place that we use quite a lot and I absolutely love it, probably at least once a week, sometimes more. I end up going there. But there are loads of other cafes in Moseley. There's Lewis's, there's a little Italian place that's a bit like a sort of deli as well. There's Java Lounge, there's Maison Messi, which is the French place. They sell nice fresh bread as well. There's Cafe Filia. So yeah, there's loads of places to get a coffee around in Moseley, but yeah, I like to eat lunch in Damascena quite a lot. And then the same in King's Heath as well. There's quite a few places to go, but the place I absolutely love and I would recommend making a special trip to if you like really good food and coffee is Bloom. It is amazing in there. It's really good for brunch or lunch as well. But they have a really amazing, quite seasonal menu, and it's just like really well done, really nice food. It's so tasty. The coffee's really good. Like if you're a bit of a coffee snob, I am, you really like the coffee in there. They really care about coffee too and care about making you a really good cup of coffee. So I would recommend that place for eating as well. But there's like loads of restaurants around here. There's loads of pubs as well. And Moseley, almost like right next door to the shop, there's the Village pub, but then just down the road a little bit there's the Dark Horse, there's the Fighting Cocks, the Prince of Wales. I, being a business owner and a mother of a 2-year-old, I don't really go to the pub that often, but I hear that those ones are all quite good. So yeah, there's plenty of places to kind of go and get refreshments and food around here. And then in terms of other activities as well, if you're maybe looking for something a bit more family based, there is Cannon Hill Park, which is maybe about a mile away or something, not too far. And there's loads of things going on in Cannon Hill Park. That's also where the Midlands Art Centre is, or the MAC, and they have, they do like theatre shows, the cinema, they have food markets and craft markets. They've got a cafe in there as well. In the park itself, there's a really nice miniature crazy golf place. There's tennis courts. There's like a little sort of fairground bit for little kids. There's a play park. There's just loads of grass. It's like nice to walk around. There's a pond. Yeah, it's a really good, nice park. And then if there's any Lord of the Rings fans, then Searholm Mill is not that far away in Moseley Bog, and that was all supposedly part of J.R. Tolkien's inspiration for Lord of the Rings. So any fans of that will appreciate a little visit there too. And then, or if you're looking for a soft play, if you've got little kids that you need to sort of keep occupied in that sort of activity while you do your fabric shopping, there's a it's called Hickory Dickories. It's like a soft play place. It's just up in King's Heath, so that's quite nearby as well. So yeah, there is always lots going on. There's also a really good farmers market in Moseley, which is on the last Saturday every month, and they often sort of tie in with Moseley Arts Market as well. So they have like one side of the street is all kind of like arts and crafts stalls, and the other side is the farmers market with everything you can usually get in a farmers market. It's really good. And they have food stalls there as well, so you can sometimes get nice lunch there as well as your veg and bread and amazing cakes and plants, and there's usually a fishmonger and like an olive person, and yeah, all just really nice stuff. So if you time your visit to come on the last Saturday of the month, you'll be able to take advantage of that as well. But I hope you've liked the little tour of the area. I feel really lucky to be able to live so close to like so many lovely businesses and places to eat and things to do and see. So hopefully if you manage to make a trip to the shop, then you can visit those places too. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, just remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video. I've got some really exciting makes coming up to show you. So yeah, until then, thanks guys, I'll see you soon. Bye.